We're joined now by Ashley Faye, Development Director with Refugee Services of Texas. Ashley, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So how does your organization help refugees, and from what countries are they coming from?
So refugees are coming from all over the world. Our biggest populations right now are probably Congolese, Burmese, and of course, as you've been hearing about in the news, Afghans, and we can talk a little bit more about that. But Refugee Services of Texas is the largest resettlement agency in this state with 6 sites. And we serve all forms of displaced persons. So refugees, asylees, asylum seekers, and as we'll probably talk a little bit about today, special immigrant visa holders, which are the Afghans that are coming in.
Now, when did you get word that you would be needed to help settle these Afghanis here in Austin and Central Texas?
Yeah, so we didn't get much warning. Usually when it's a refugee family, we get about 2 weeks, and that allows us enough time to gather volunteers and set up the apartment and gather all the basic necessities. And now we're getting maybe 5 hours that a family is coming. And so we have a massive amount of staff and volunteers just ready to pitch in, and we're using hotels as emergency placements at times. But yeah, we're just trying to move as quick as we can.
So how many of those refugees are actually going to settle here in Austin and in Texas?
Well, it's hard to say. The initial wave, and this changes all the time, it continues to increase, is 324 in Texas. And in Austin, I think that was about 100, I had the exact number, 107. And that's just the initial wave. And as far as whether they stay here, usually they're placed here on the basis of a family tie. So maybe they already know someone that lives here, or just because of the large Afghan community that's been established.
Now, Ashley, we've all seen the heartbreaking images of desperate Afghanis crowding the Kabul airport, clinging to U.S. planes. Those people are terrified to live in their own country. What sort of treatment do they usually say they can face if they do stay there?
It's truly a life or death situation at this point. We hear horror stories of what people go through every day, and it's incredibly inspirational to see their resilience, and it really helps tap into your empathy to realize that they're starting an entire life from scratch, not knowing the culture or the language, and having just been through this trauma and no notice of resettlement. It's definitely a lot.
So tell us how this process works. What happens after the refugees actually come to America?
So when they actually get here, an agency like RST picks them up at the airport. We take them to a newly furnished apartment that we've worked together with volunteers to put together and decorate. They receive all their basic necessities, clothing, food, things like that. And then case management starts right away. So they're assigned a case manager that they have for around 6 months. And that person helps enroll the kids in school, helps them find a doctor, just all those mundane things that we all need to do. We have a job placement program. And so we place them in jobs as soon as possible. Their ultimate goal is to reach self-sufficiency as quickly as possible, and our goal is to help them do that. So we have the jobs program, we have a legal and immigration services program, an English program, and so the list kind of goes on. There's really comprehensive services here at RST.
Well, it sounds like y'all are doing so much to help them, but how can people in our audience help the Afghan refugees that are coming here?
I would say definitely go visit our website for ideas, rstx.org, for Refugee Services of Texas. We would love to work with you. We've been just, our hearts are warmed by the outpouring of donations that people have given so generously, with comments too about the work that is being done and how well they wish our new Afghan neighbors. And So financial donations are always needed, especially right now. There's a lot of emergency situations, as you can imagine. There's also a lot of ways to volunteer and set up apartments and things. And so give our staff a little bit of grace in getting back to you, because it's pretty slammed. But my number is on there, and I'm really responsive and happy to guide you in the right direction.
Well, I know Central Texans and Texans across the state will definitely step up to help out. Ashley Faye with Refugee Services of Texas, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.